Hi, welcome to the Rambling Chronic PK Show. Got my Smith Optics on today, sponsor of our show this week. And it's kind of a bright, sunny Saturday, so I'm going to quickly run through a quick podcast talking about trust. We train, survive, encourage here. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to train. How do you train to trust someone? Well, let's pretend for a second that we're a pot of water and we're the water. We're going to cook some chicken. The chicken is the person we're going to have the relationship with. Well, in the deal here, we go in and the water's cold. We start out cold. We're not ready for a relationship. And so what we've got to do is we've got to learn to become ready. So we cut the heat on a little bit and we put ourselves on the stove and we start warming up, which means we start realizing what we want in a relationship. What do we want from the person? What do we need? What are the things that we're looking for? What are the obstacles? So we teach ourselves very quickly what we need, and so now we get to a point where we're warm, we're ready for a relationship. We go in, we find someone, we start looking, and then we find someone who might be a potential person for a relationship, whatever it may be. Let's just say a friendship at this point. So at this point, we take this person, and this person is the piece of chicken. We toss them in the water. Well, we turn the ion too hot because we want a relationship so bad. We're lonely, and the chicken gets really hot on the outside, but it's not really warm on the inside. So what you go to is you go in, you get it, and just like taking a bite of chicken that is not cooked on the inside, when you take a bite, it may be warm on the outside, but you find out it's really cold on the inside. It's terrible. It tastes bad. You don't like that. That's not what you want. And so then you discard the whole piece of chicken. You got to start all over. Well, you look at that, and let's say that we cook it slower. So that's what you really need to do. Build some time. Learn how to make this relationship happen. Learn how to work with each other and find a way to make all of those things that you need from each other work. Once you start building a point and you think that you've got this person and this is someone that you're compatible with and you can have a relationship with, now you need to measure how warm they are. What you would do in a lot of places is you would put a thermometer into this chicken and you would measure it. Well, obviously you're not going to stick a thermometer into a person and measure them. So how do you check them? Well, what you do is you see how they behave when you're not around. You need to find out how these people behave when you're not around. So many people die in these situations where they get really hurt and really just burned because they never know what this person's really like and really doing when they're not around. So you need to find that out however you do it. I'm just telling you, you need to find it out. So then, are they the same person around you that they are with? Then they're not. And if they lie to you, they'll lie to someone else. If they lie to someone else and you find out that they're lying to someone else and they're deceiving someone else, then they're deceiving you. They will deceive you. That's the kind of person. That's how a lot of affairs happen, is they come in and you seem like, they're great, they're so awesome, but you realize that they're lying to someone else, so they're not trustworthy. So why would you trust them? And you get in a bad relationship and things happen. So anyway, you start measuring people like this. Find out what they're like. Are they lying to you? Are they lying to them? Are they honest? So once you build up this honesty and you get things going, then you move forward and you say, okay, yes, they are honest. You've proven that point out. Okay, then you move forward and you start testing these characteristics. Are they really the person that I thought they were? Put them through the test. Make a situation happen that puts them in that situation to find out whether or not they survive it or they not. Now, that doesn't mean everyone's going to be perfect and pass everything, and doesn't mean you've got to constantly keep somebody under the gun to try to prove something to you. But what it does mean is you've got to know if they're honest and they're trustworthy. And until you've put them to the test, you will not know that. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've been burnt. And over this year, you're going to find out. But story after story after story, and I've gotten burnt because I trusted someone because my water was warm. I was ready for a relationship. I was lonely, and then I went in and I started cooking up a relationship with someone else. And they got really hot really quick, but they weren't done. They weren't ready on the inside. And so I ended up setting them up for failure failure. Now, even more than that, I've gotten so many relationships where what ended up happening is this person wasn't really who I thought they were. So what we did, let me see if I can get that light out there. What we did is, I built this relationship. I thought they were something they were not. So all of a sudden, I believe they're this, and they let me down. And I even know that they're lying or deceiving or doing other things to other people. But in that case, they wouldn't do it to me. They're a good person, and they've always treated me this way. Well, if they're treating someone else bad, they will treat you bad, and that's 100% of the time. So you need to look at that and realize this person, you need to take an exit pill right at that point. Throw the chicken in the garbage and move on. There are more chickens that you can buy. You can get chicken at the store. So you can make other friends. You can make other relationships. Don't bite into something that's poisonous. Don't bite into something that's not cooked well, because you're going to get E. coli and you're going to get sick. I don't want you to get sick, so I'm trying to train you this moment. This is kind of how you need to approach the relationship. Slowly let it cook. Let it get warm. Let it cook all the way to the center. Prove it. If it's true, they'll be willing to prove it. If they're constantly going, well, I have nothing to prove, and I don't owe you anything, and they have that kind of attitude, exit. That's a sign. That's proof that they're not willing to prove themselves, which means they have something to hide. So if that's the case, time to go, throw the chicken in the garbage, get you another chicken. This is what I'm trying to tell you today. This is how you build up trust. Same thing goes for you. If you want to trust somewhere, be trustworthy all of the time. Not just when you're around the person, but live your life trustworthy. So if they see or if they hear something about you from someone else, they'll know that what you are is true and you are the real deal. You've got to be the real deal in order to act like the real deal and to let them know that you're the real deal. You can't hide it forever. So now that you've got the relationship going, the water's at the right temperature, the chicken's cooked all the way through, now you can get into it. You can bite into the chicken. You can take the water, let it cool off. You can both relax. You can eat supper, and yeah, you've got a thing. This is what survival's about. You go in, you survive, because now you've got somebody that you trust. They've got your back. You know you can count on them. Are they going to fail you? Sure. Everybody fails people at some point. Nobody's perfect. You can't count on everybody being perfect all the time. But give them the benefit of the doubt if they've already gone that far as passing the test. So if for 2 years they've been perfect and then they make a mistake, don't throw it out and say, okay, they can't do it at this point. Give them a chance to reconcile, but you need to discuss it. You got to talk about it, because otherwise it'll fester and it'll get old and it'll make you sick again. Don't let it get you sick. So this is the day. This is survival. That's how you make and let your friendship build, let your trust build, and then stay together. Once you get this relationship, pick them well, stay together, be trustworthy. This is how it goes. Once it's done, then together, you guys as a team, whether it's your friends, whether it's your spouse, whatever it is, you guys go to other people when you meet them and you encourage them to be like this, open and honest and trustworthy. This is the encouragement that people need to know. They need to know that, yes, there are people in the world that are trustworthy and that they are worth it. And the temperature can be right, and you actually can eat chicken if you will cook it long enough at the right temperature. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope this makes sense to you. If you need anything, email me, jsmithsreds@gmail.com. The Rambling Chronic PK Show. You guys take care.